On behalf of the family, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and making this trip. It's good to see a lot of my family, my new family, friends, familiar faces, and making new friends. Lacey and Jeff, I love you guys. Couldn't imagine going one day without you. Talking to y'all, seeing y'all. It's hard for me to keep it together. Sitting next to Grandma, my mom, Christine, Jenny, everybody crying. I even shed a tear. Beautiful wedding. I'm glad I'm here, and it's an honor for me to be able to be up here and give a speech. Jeff, you're a true gentleman. You deserve her, and I love you guys. Let's raise our glasses to Jeff and Lacey. Teri, Sydney, I love y'all. And here's Teri.
Yes, thank you, Brother Wallace. Hi, everybody. I feel like I'm hiding back here. Can I walk to the back?
Thank you.
Is that better?
She doesn't like to be in the limelight.
That's ma'am. All right, you don't know me, I'm Teri, I'm Jeff's sister. And so I'm very honored to speak here with you. My difficulty in preparing for today was not in generating an adequate number of thoughts. My communication is kind of famous for being long. So, thank you, Mama. But so be it. Special day. My brother has always called me on my nonsense. My earliest memory of this was Christmas morning, 1983. Let me take you back. This was the last time in our history that Mom conceded to purchase music for us based on our own choices. And I was 12 years old at the time, desperate to be viewed as more mature. I approached my brother to seek approval and boast of my new prize, the latest offering from the genius quartet known as Quiet Riot. You may know them. Yes, you. Choir boys, he said, as he tromped off to his room, flashing his new Motley Crue cassette. Yeah. So it took me years to completely surrender to the glaring truth of that morning. I could never be, try as I might, as cool as my brother. Just can't. But I never stopped trying. So the struggle continued well into adulthood, and some of you may not be aware of it. Jeff and I took fairly different paths in our lives. He raised children, grew businesses, very responsible. I frolicked and studied at will. And shortly after earning my second college degree, I decided to deepen my study by taking another grad course, and I thought that was pretty cool. Nay. Jeff said, "Teri, you know, most people who've gone to school as long as you have are called doctor." Okay, so the quest for coolness continued. I was not off. The very next year, Jeff smiled at me as he noticed I was reading a book titled How to Read and Why. Yes, he chuckled just like you did just now. So I prepared myself for the mockery and the verbal lashing, but alas, there was none. And in that moment, I realized that somewhere along the way when I wasn't paying attention, that he became my friend. So we were friends, and there we were talking, and it was a really neat day for me. And so when preparing for today and Jeff beginning his new adventure, I remembered that moment, and I went back to the book that we discussed that day, and there was a favorite line in it that said, "The reason we read is to discover and augment the self." And I thought about that, and I thought, to discover and augment the self. It occurred to me as I reread that it may not be just the purest reason for reading, but also maybe the purest reason to love each other and to work on relationships and maybe even for marriage. Because in the act of marriage, we certainly do get that. We learn more about ourselves and we add to our lives. And so I thought that was a great memory for me. So, Jeff and Lacey, the discovery of your true selves through the progression of your relationship so far has been a beautiful, life-affirming sight for me. It's truly the reason we're all here today, and we are admiring and celebrating your discovery. Look what you found in each other and yourselves, an appreciation for the life you make together each day, strength you didn't realize you had, perhaps, and a sweet light that we can all see around you both now as you sit there on this beautiful day. And that the fact that you made this amazing choice to share your life together is so honorable, and I'm so proud to call you both mine. Thank you for having me in your life. Oh, no, I'm done. Sorry. That was the halfway point, so you may be clapping for the halfway point. I have to turn the page. So I'm going to read a poem for you today, Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. These 400-year-old words so perfectly tell your story that I was moved to share them with you today. Jeff and Lacey, perhaps your story and these words will allow all of us to discover something in ourselves and leave here today better people for sharing such a happy, happy day. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's full, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out, even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. 400 years, I don't think anybody's proved him wrong yet. Earlier this year, Jeff helped me at a time when I was struggling with some tough choices, and he said, Teri, choosing one thing doesn't have to mean the loss of something else. We have the capacity to do so much in our lives. So pursue your career, love your family, and write your story. So it's been beautiful being here this weekend with so many people who've had similar moments with Jeff and with Lacey, and I love it that we're all here to encourage them in their new life together. So please join me in toasting Jeff and Lacey. I am so proud to be your family, your friend, and I look forward to reading the story that you write together. Thank you, everybody. I'm done. And now I believe we have a very special tribute to the happy couple. Tyler Warner is going to grace us with some lovely music.